In his 1985 book, Footsteps, Adventures of a Romantic Biographer, Richard Holmes describes the biographical process as a haunting, an act of deliberate psychological trespass, an invasion or encroachment of the present upon the past, and in some sense, the past upon the present. It is a continuous living dialogue between subject and author as they move over the same historical ground. Holmes followed in the physical footsteps of some of his subjects. He took the walking trip, accompanied by a donkey, that Robert Louis Stevenson had taken with his donkey in the Cevennes Mountains in 1878. He stayed in the Italian towns Percy Bysshe Shelley had lived in for the last months of his life. I mark my beginning as a professional biographer, Holmes writes, from the day when my bank bounced a check because it was inadvertently dated 1772. In trespassing on the lives of Sargent and the Wertheimers, I've inadvertently dated my own checks and correspondence 1898 or 1923. As is clear from its title, Family Romance is not a biography of one person, but a group portrait of Sargent, the Wertheimers, and their social worlds. It includes sketches of the main characters' colleagues and friends, among them Monet, Picasso, Diaghilev, Henry James, Isabella Stewart Gardner, Ottoline Morel, Bernard Berenson, Roger Fry, and numerous Rothschilds and Sassoons. Their footsteps traced paths from Habsburg courts in early 18th century Vienna to fascist Italy in the 20th. They took me to Austria, Germany, Italy, Boston, Chicago, and frequently back to England. To collections of Sargent paintings on both sides of the Atlantic, to histories of Jews in Europe and Britain, to Asher Wertheimer's London houses, altered but still there, and along his daily walk to his galleries in New Bond Street, spaces now occupied by luxury clothing shops, to Sargent's light-filled house in Chelsea, to grand estates in Buckinghamshire that had belonged to Ferdinand and Alfred de Rothschild, to a great many libraries and archives, and again, to see K. Matthias in Kent. The adventure of haunting and being haunted by these figures also took me deep into the 19th century art world and the political and economic turmoil that radically altered people's lives over the course of that century.